See. Yes, now I can hear you.
All right, this is the time set for a settlement conference in CR. I don't know why I said a settlement conference. This is the time set for a status conference in CR 2021-001704 and CR 2022-001242. Let's get appearances, please. We'll start from the state.
Trina Kay on behalf of the state.
And Ms. Daybell, can you state your full name?
Yes, Lori Daybell for the defense.
All right, thank you. This is, as I said, a time set for status conferences. Is there any resolution regarding the restitution requests?
Judge, I've not had any contact with Ms. Daybell, so we had provided her with the documentation for Kay Woodcock in the amount of $8,949.52 prior to, or at the time of the sentencing. So I'm not sure if she'll stipulate to that.
That was the only request so far?
So far, the request for Brandon Boudreau at this time, he's still trying to get that together. So we would just ask that remain open. And when we have those documents, we'll provide them to Ms. Daybell and then set a hearing so we can see if she'll stipulate or not.
All right, so I'll turn to Ms. Daybell. What's your position on the restitution request?
Because I haven't received anything from Mr. Boudreau, also the documents I have received from Ms. Kay are insufficient on their face. The defense is requesting that the state would give the defense an accounting of the stipulation that has already been given to the victims in these cases by the state so that we can accurately review the receipts that have been given to us, and then we'll be able to go from that point.
Judge, I actually have no idea what Ms. Daybell just said. She was provided with copies of all of the receipts as well as an accounting on an Excel spreadsheet. So if she doesn't agree to that, then we would need to set a hearing.
All right, is there something?
What I'm asking for is for the state to also give what they have already reimbursed the victims as witnesses when they came. It's very confusing, the receipts that we have received, what they were already reimbursed for. So in order to have a hearing, I would need those disclosed to the defense as soon as possible.
All right, I haven't seen any of these documents. Is the defendant talking about there's some things that are is the county attorney's office seeking restitution from their victim compensation fund?
We did not provide a request for that, no.
Okay, so I guess what if the victim, if Kay Woodcock is requesting certain amounts of money that she spent and no one's requesting money that the victim's compensation fund may have given to her, why would that be relevant for restitution hearing? I'm asking you, Ms. Vallow.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
So
if no one's requesting reimbursement for money that the Maricopa County Attorney's Office Victim Compensation Fund gave any witnesses or anything, that's not something that we're talking about for a restitution hearing.
well, that's what the defense doesn't know. The defense doesn't know what's been compensated and what hasn't been compensated. So on some of the actual receipts, there are saying 3 victims stayed at this hotel room or 3 next of kin stayed at this hotel room. So is Ms. Kay asking for those things to be reimbursed to her and she's going to cut everybody a check, or how is that supposed to work? So I'm asking for some clarification on what has been compensated, what hasn't been compensated, and what she's actually asking for.
Okay, I think I need to just set it for a hearing, and those are questions you can ask. She would need to testify, I would suppose, for any money that she expended. So can we do a virtual restitution hearing Friday, October 3rd at 9:30 a.m., 2 weeks from today?
Judge, I'm not sure. Kay is not on the line right now, so I would have to check with her after this. I do have something in the morning until about 11 o'clock, so I am free in the afternoon if Kay Woodcock is.
Is there, since we have everyone here now, is there a way we could recess for a couple minutes and you could check?
We can attempt to reach her.
Or, yeah, I could do also October 3rd at 1 p.m.
So for me, 1 p.m. would work. I mean, we could set it then. We can reach out to Kay, and if it doesn't work, we can let the court know. I mean, obviously, it's more difficult with Ms. Daybell, not easily reached, but I'm not sure how else to do that.
And again, everyone, I would expect everyone just to appear virtually. The state would need to mark. I think the easiest way to do it is any receipts or documentation that you want me to consider would need to be marked just as one packet and a copy sent to Ms. Vallow. Let's do an alternative just in case that witness isn't available. So first choice will be the 3rd at 1 p.m. Second choice, how about the 10th, October 10th at 9:30 a.m.?
That works for the state as well.
All right, so we're going to assume that it's October 3rd at 1 p.m. unless we hear otherwise by Monday. If we do hear something, we'll cut another bit of entry so that everyone's on notice that it'll be the 10th at 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Go
if those documents could be emailed to our paralegal here at PWCC, her name is Rachel Cheney. I wasn't going to say your first name, Miss Cheney. Then that could be expedited. So I could get that as soon as
They are
possible.
the same documents we previously disclosed. We can re-email them if maybe Mr. Abernathy can send us the email, but they're the exact same documents we previously disclosed.
And I'm going to need them again for review. I wasn't able to bring those with me.
I, out of an abundance of caution, I would just ask you to send another copy in the exact, order that you would be presenting it as an exhibit. So when we're referring to it virtually, everyone's literally on the same page at the same time. So Mr. Abernathy, are you willing to accept that email and get it forwarded to Ms. Daybell?
Yes, Judge. I currently have no contact information from Ms. Daybell. Obviously, this case is on appeal, and we have an appeal attorney assigned to it. I think he's in the process of trying to establish direct communications with Ms. Daybell, but I'm not sure if that's actually been accomplished at this point. Obviously, we would need like a legal privileged line to be set up. So I haven't had a word on that. So I'm not sure. I mean, October 3rd is coming up pretty soon. That might be a little premature. I also don't know how we can do a virtual hearing with advisory counsel. I don't have any way to communicate directly with Ms. Daybell. That's going to be privileged.
Okay. Well, you're advisory counsel, so you don't take an active role.
Well,
Ms. Daybell,
sorry, Judge, I could take an active role if Ms. Daybell has a question in the middle of this hearing, then we're not going to be able to talk and we're going to have to reset the hearing. So we're going to have to establish some way that she can communicate with me directly in order to not have to reset this in the middle of the hearing.
Judge, maybe
okay,
to ensure that, I'm sorry, Judge. I was thinking to ensure that Ms. Daybell has time to speak with her advisory counsel and that they are able to set up a way to communicate prior to the hearing so that they can discuss that. As much as I don't want to push it back, I think it might be better if we allowed them some time to discuss the hearing and whether or not she needs to stipulate to anything. As we've indicated, there is no victim compensation that's been paid out. It's just the documents that exist. So maybe they can go over those with her and lessen the time of whatever this hearing is about.
Well, I guess I'm a little frustrated that Ms. Daybell, the defendants had this information for 2 months and there have been no conversations apparently or contact. So
And Judge, just to avoid some frustration with the court, there were there were conversations, but since Ms. Daybell has been transported back to Idaho, that communication has ceased. So at this point, I haven't been able to communicate her currently as to what the status of any of this is. I know based on previous conversations, there are some issues that we need to address, and I do need to talk to Ms. Daybell about regarding the actual documents that were sent. I am happy to basically send a copy of those. I mean, I'm happy to do that if Ms. K will send those to me. It sounds like they're the same ones. So I will forward those to Ms. Daybell in Idaho so she can review those. Sounds like she didn't get to transport those with her.
okay, so that's fine. We'll do a little more time to make sure that documentation gets forwarded in the format that we would anticipate it to be marked as an exhibit. So let's do. All right, is advisory council or Ms. K in trial the middle of October?
I'm not sure.
That's
I don't know.
sorry, that's at the prison.
I think what I'm asking is, does it need to be on should we just shoot for Fridays?
I think Fridays are probably better, Judge.
Okay, is 4 weeks enough? Friday, October 17, 1 p.m. Oh, wait, I've got a block, 1:30 p.m.
I'm sorry, Judge, did I miss the date?
Friday, October 17 would be 4 weeks from today.
Okay, that's fine with me, Judge. If for some reason I can't establish contact with Ms. Daybell in that time frame or any reasonable time frame, I will let the court know.
And Judge, should we come up with any reason why Ms. Woodcock is not available, we'll also advise court.
Is emailed us the paralegals, if you want me to put it in the chat for council. The paralegal in Idaho.
Oh, I'm being told my JA has the paralegals email in Idaho that those documents can be forwarded to, and the courtroom assistant's gonna put it in the chat, Mr. Abernathy.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, I also have, I'm sorry to interrupt. I also have all the information too. I've been dealing with the paralegal. I even have been talking to the warden,
Okay.
trying to get things set up for to be able to speak to Ms. Daybell.
Okay. All right. Is it in the chat?
Yes.
Okay, it's in the chat. Copy that info down. Mr. White sounds like he has it. Unless there's some sort of settlement of the restitution issue, I'll expect to see everyone virtually October 17 at 1:30. Again, if that doesn't work for the state's witness, please let us know sooner rather than later.
Okay. And Judge, can I just email the document that we'll be using the exhibit to your clerk, or I'm not sure who, do you have a clerk there?
We're not going to know who the clerk's going to be until a few days before, but it will reach out to the parties, and in addition to the state, if the defense has an exhibit they want marked, we'll let you know who to send that to.
Okay, thank you.
All right, anything else?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Your
From the
Honor,
defense.
since we're gonna be having this 4 weeks, is it possible, I don't know if the state knows, but is it possible to have the receipts from Brandon so that we can, Mr. Boudreau, so that we can do that all at once?
That's not going to be completed in 4 weeks.
All right, so may have other restitution hearings in the future. I don't know. All right, we'll be at recess. We'll see everyone October 17, 1:30. Thank you.
Thank you.